Hi, I'm Inca and I'm a time traveler. Today we'll be traveling to 4 places. We'll be traveling to the Neolithic era, the ancient Egypt era, the Gupta Empire, and ancient Greece. So first we'll be going to the Neolithic era. Let's go to the time traveler. The Neolithic era is also known as the New Stone Age era. It lasted from 8000 BC to 4500 to 2000 BC, depending on location. Important advancements included the use of pottery, more advanced tools such as digging sticks, and the domestication of animals. So unlike in the Paleolithic era, the Neolithic era was all about agriculture. This was also known as the Agricultural Revolution, where they would start settling down and farming. Also in the Neolithic era, they built irrigation ditches to help with their farming. What they did is they dug holes so that the water would keep the soil fertile, so that it would make it easier to farm. Also, one of their first settlements was in Jericho, which is now known as Israel. Now let's go to ancient Egypt. We are now in ancient Egypt. Ancient Egypt was divided into 2 parts, Upper Egypt and Lower Egypt. But what you'd think Upper Egypt would be on top. Wrong. Upper Egypt is actually below Lower Egypt. Because of the delta separating it, the Nile River actually flows north, which makes Upper Egypt on the bottom. It was risky for Egyptians to be living near the Nile River, because if the river overflowed or underflowed, then their crops would die. Luckily, Egypt had deserts on both sides which acted as natural barriers and blocked out invaders. The pharaohs, or leaders, were considered to be especially important in ancient Egypt because they were considered to be gods. Egyptians would bury their pharaohs in pyramids because they expected their pharaohs, or kings, to reign forever. So these were their tombstones, which they built. Now let's go to the Gupta Empire. The Gupta Empire started around 320 CE, and its first leader was Chandragupta I. This time of the Gupta Empire was also known as the Golden Age because it was peaceful and allowed people to devote their time to sciences and arts. The Gupta Empire is known for its advancements in math, like geometry, as well as astronomy and medicine. Literature is also considered one of the Gupta Empire's greatest achievements for their plays, religious texts, and poetry. Sculpture is also considered one of their most important artistic achievements. They use things such as wood, bronze, clay, and stone for their sculptures of mainly Hindu gods. And now let's go to Greece. In ancient Greece, the Greeks were isolated from each other because of the high mountains, so they formed city-states. Since there was little farmland, Greeks often traded since they also had easy access to the sea. Greeks were mostly known for trading things like grapes and olive oil. The city-state Athens introduced new forms of government such as monarchy, aristocracy, tyrannies, and democracies. So since only men could perform in their plays, they would often wear masks to show that they were playing woman roles or to show emotion. So during the Golden Age of Athens, also known as the Golden Age of Pericles, they made many achievements in architecture, such as their use of columns, in literature and sculpture and drama. Since city-state Sparta was really militaristic and aggressive, they mainly took food by force, and they were mostly isolated from everyone, and they focused on their army.